How's it going, my people? Beautiful, my lovely people. How are we doing? Today I'm going to teach you how to install Windows 10. That's right, Windows 10 along with Windows 11 without the need for a USB drive, open drive, or external drive. Do you want to see how we achieve it? Please stay until the end of this video tutorial. Let's get started. That's right, my friends. The truth is that right now Windows 11 is going through that metamorphosis where it is very volatile, and we require a stable system in some way, in all guidelines. That's why we are going to have to install our Windows 10 alongside this Windows 11. I am under the latest build of this. I have what is a V3H2, and that's where we are going to execute the video tutorial. For this, you need to already have an ISO previously downloaded. It can be directly from the Microsoft website, from the media creation tools, or one that you have customized from obviously from third parties. Not for this. It doesn't matter, but it is evident that this ISO has an instant point. Well, for that, if I have here practically, yes, a 250 gigabyte SSD, okay, then we are going to do the following. Let's go directly to what comes next. By right-clicking on our Start button, and we are going to go to where it says Disk Manager. Within Disk Manager, we are practically going to select our local disk C, and then in Action, we are going to create a VHD. Within the VHD, we are going to choose a VHDX, and we are going to set it to dynamic expansion. Here, I am going to change it from megabytes to gigabytes, and I will give it an equivalent for my Windows 10 so that it can be installed. About 80 GB approximately. There, I will click on Browse, and I will directly leave it at the root of my local disk C. This PC, local disk C, and I am going to create a folder which can have any name you want. I am going to name it here, I don't know, VHDX, so just to say something, enter. And inside here, yes, we are going to say that we are going to install a Windows 10. All right, Windows 10. A Windows 10. That's how I'm going to do it. All right, and with this name, we are going to set the VHDX. Okay, hide the folder. Very well. Having all this ready, we are going to click Accept. Very well. Once we have the disk directly attached to our disk manager, we are going to right-click and initialize the disk. Since we are going to install a Windows 10 along with this Windows 11, we will have a GPT partition table. We accept, and done. We are going to right-click. We are going to select New Simple Volume. Next. And pay attention. We are going to click Next again, and we are going to assign a letter, whichever you want. I am going to assign, in my case, the letter N. You can assign whichever you wish. Next. And here, we are going to see what the name of that partition will be. I am going to name it with this. Okay? Next, we finished. There it is. All right? Very well. We close it. And this should be reflected in our file manager or explorer, right? Very well. With this in mind, I'm going to right-click on what is my ISO drive. Yet, right-click, and we are going to mount it with administrator privileges. Okay? Ready? Perfect. There it is mounted. And as I said, something peculiar within what is coming. Here in the ISO, in source folder, I'm going to press the letter I. Here it is. Here it says install.win, but it can also say install.esd. That will depend a lot, because in this case, when we create the official ISO, instead of saying .win, is to say it says ESD. Very well. Let's go ahead and close it. We close it. And now, what are we going to do? Once we have the whole setup, we are going to open a CMD. We are going to run it with administrative privileges. We will say yes. And here comes the interesting part. I am going to make the font of my CMD a little bigger. Okay? So that we all can learn together. All right? And first of all, in case you don't like typing, you can just copy and paste the information I leave for you below in the video description. We are going to do everything with a tool called DIMS, okay? You right-click, and there it goes, right? DIMS, mouse space, / followed by the rest. And here we are going to assign what is the win file, which means the letter number with which your was assigned. The one where our ISO was mounted. In this case, a drive is the D. Therefore, I would have to put the letter what? The letter D, right? Colon. And obviously, that's practically what I had mentioned to you at a given point, right? What? Inside the D, we are going to tell it to go to the sources folder and then to read the install.sd file. If that's your case. In my case, it is win. That's how we said it. That's why I showed it to you beforehand. Once this is done, we press enter. And why? Because it will unpack all the versions that this specific ISO contains. Agreed? It includes 11, 11 Pro, all the ISOs. And here I just made a mistake because this is for Windows 11, guys. This is for Windows 11. It's okay, it's good practice. I'm going to type exit. Let me copy the Windows 10 one. All right, guys, sorry. Honestly, I got mixed up with the ISO part. I'm going to right-click and we're going to mount the sentence. As I said, it can be directly for what is for the friends. Let's check this part again, sources. Here, I'm going to directly find what is the install.wim or install C. Very well. We'll close this. And perfect, we have it now. Okay, very well. Now let's go to what is CMD. We are going to run it with administrator privileges. We say yes. And we do exactly the same as we've been doing. Okay. As I said, if you don't like it, you can type the entire command. You just copy and paste what is provided below in the video description. You hear my speeches, guys. You know, first we're going to deploy the DIMS key. Okay. Up to what is the directory. All right. So that we obviously don't have that issue. Okay. The D key refers to the drive or the unit where the ISO was mounted. In my case, it's D. Then there would be 2 more colons, and we will go directly to the directory where that install win is located. All right. In this case, if it's install.sd, check yours carefully. You put ST, or if not, you put it like the bio. And there's the .win. We press enter. And now, guys, I'm going to make this a little bigger. All the versions that come within this IO come to me, or this TU of Windows 10. And here we do all the installations you want, all right? It can be the home nene, the team, the pro, all right? In my case, I'm going to select the pro, all right? So the pro is practically at number 4. So to be able to apply it directly to the image, right? From there, we are going to do the following. We practically have the same parameter, but we are going to say to apply it. Agreed? It would be divided into this segment. It's going to be DIMS, right? Space, apply image. And where are we going to apply it? We wanted to apply, obviously, to take that from our directory that we had already planned, right? Here, obviously, I'm going to change this from SD to WIM space, and we're going to tell it to take or index it. From where? To index it. From number 4. In my case, because I want to install Windows Pro. If in your case you are going to select the one you want, then I will put instead of index from 4. In my case, because I want the Pro and apply it under the partition of where? Where do we want it to apply? Okay, it's going to be here. Indexing space, sorry. Here, to apply it in the directory or the partition. Virtual of the VHD with the letter N that I assigned, you assign the letter that you choose. So here I will say yes to assign it to N, the points, okay? And the backslash, remember it's with Alt 91. Okay. Once we indicate that, we press enter. And here, we just wait for it to complete the installation. Perfect, my friends. It says the operation completed successfully. And if we go directly to what is our computer, I will click here to show more options, refresh. You see here, I already have all the files pre-installed or already the post-installation or pre-installation of what is our Windows 10 Pro. So now To be able to view it within what is WinR, if you don't know what WinR is, I'll leave it down here in the video description. Let's move on to the next step, or practically at the first boot of our machine. We are going to set the so-called BCD. bcdboot always comes up, no? Right? Space, the assigned letter of the partition in this case, which is it? Again, the letter N. So I'm going to put N just like that. N, there it is. Colon, backslash with Alt 92, and we are going to put Windows, Enter. Done, boot files created successfully. Very well. Now all that's left is to type exit and we will restart. Start, restart. Wow, right? This is awesome. Very well, let's go with Windows 10. Hello, guys. Hello, vegans. Fresh as a lettuce. We have a well-installed Windows 10 without any issues. Here, I'm going to leave it up to your imagination and creativity, because you might say, Victor, hey, could this be done on an external disk or an external drive? It is also possible to do it, not only under a virtual VHDX scenario. You can already see it, you can feel it, you are seeing it right now. So, really, the limit is set by you. And obviously also as a decorative point to the hardware, right? Well, without further ado, my friends, this is how I say goodbye. I hope you are enjoying the tutorials we are bringing today with everything related to Owicron. And remember to subscribe to all our social media. Also give it a like if you enjoyed it. Share it with a friend who might find this tutorial life-saving. Without further ado, I say goodbye and see you very, very soon. All right? Also remember, I invite you to join our WhatsApp and Discord group to stay well informed. Until next time.